Paulina Luna, who is a member of the Oversight Committee. Congresswoman Luna, good to have you with us today. You know, I think one of the big questions, well, let me get your headline reaction to this back and forth here with Alvin Bragg filing a 50-page lawsuit saying that Jim Jordan's request to have Mark Pomerantz and probably others testify about this process to indict the former president, he says is interference, and that they're doing this to keep Congress from interfering with the business at hand here in the Manhattan DA's office. What do you say to that?
That's an absolute farce. I find it very interesting, as Fox had pointed out earlier, that they were trying to say that as Jim Jordan is investigating this, as well as I assume House Oversight will be looking to this as well, that somehow we were interfering with the New York investigation, when in actuality it seems very much so that Mr. Bragg, as well as his political activists in New York, are interfering with a national federal election. And so the fact that they are doing this to try to hide information, the one thing I learned, Martha, is whenever you do something and someone immediately has a knee-jerk reaction to hide things, it's because they're guilty. And I very much so look forward to helping Representative Jordan as well as the other members of House Judiciary in covering this.
Yeah, so where do you think that this will go next? And, you know, how will the committee be successful, do you think, in subpoenaing Mark Pomerantz, who, just to remind folks at home, I think we have a picture of him. He was working on the Trump case in the DA's office when that case was dropped initially by Alvin Bragg. Pomerantz was unhappy about that. He felt that there was evidence that they could be pursuing in that case. He didn't want the case dropped. He wrote a book about it. And after he left, Bragg's office ended up indicting the former president. So can he be compelled to testify in front of Congress?
Most certainly. And if there's one thing I know about Representative Jim Jordan, it is that he is very good at his job, which is exactly why he is the chairman of House Judiciary and why he also sits on House Oversight. But I want to remind people, earlier today, I believe I came across a headline that had some text message correspondence between Hunter Biden and his attorney that said, don't worry, basically in a nutshell, there are going to be more indictments coming against President Trump. So do I believe personally that this is absolutely a weaponization of the DOJ, and was there potentially coordination and communication with Alvin Bragg's office, the state of New York, and the DOJ in order to target President Trump? Most definitely. And again, as my job as a member of House Oversight, it is our job and obligation to the American people to ensure that not only is the justice system held accountable, but these elected officials are not abusing that authority. And so we need to get to the bottom of this.
Okay, before I let you go, I mean, there have been times in the past, including with Congressman Jordan, that members of the opposite party have subpoenaed members of the other party to testify, and they've been refused. They don't show up, including Republicans. So, you know, is there an obligation when subpoenaed by Congress to appear or not? It seems selective at times.
I think that there is an obligation, and I will say, Martha, that I think in the past that Congress has been a little bit weak on that enforcement. But I think now what we're seeing, especially over the last 6 years of this just craziness coming out of the radical left that has really hijacked the Democrat Party, that ultimately we have to take a strong stand against this. And I believe that under Speaker McCarthy's leadership with the United Republican Party, we're going to do exactly that.